If you actually want to do well in this forthcoming JAMB examination, these are the tips you have to follow. JAMB candidates can be divided into two groups, which are the first timer, those that are taking the examination for the first time, that is the UTME examination, then those that are coming for the second or third time taking it. Those ones are the Avengers, as I may call it. They are coming for second attack. Whichever group you belong to, you need to know these tips if you must do well in this forthcoming examination. That's the JAMB examination, probably for science students and even the art students. First is that you have your syllables. It's not just to cover the syllables like reading them through. Each syllable, when you read through each topic, you answer at least 100 questions on each topic. The 100 likely questions, not to be busy doing nothing. It's not all about how long but how smart you are. So we use what we call exam rush. In exam rush, you are not actually going to be taking your time to go in details of things. Rather, you just need to brush through things and get the accurate information you need. So you follow the syllables, then in each topic you finish reading, you go through at least 100 questions on that topic. That is number one tip you have to follow in this exam rush, how to prepare for this JAMB. Then another thing is that you might not know those 100 questions you will answer. It is good to contact an experienced person to guide you in the topics. In the aspects of chemistry, biology, I'll be there. In the aspects of physics, mathematics, there are other specialists I have in this channel, in this online education channel. Even your English, we are not concerned with that, but you can find an experienced person who can provide you with those 100 likely questions on each topic to test your ability. In this time around, you are not just going to memorize to define. Rather, you will read in between the lines, in the sense that you don't just define that atom is the smallest part of an element that can exist chemically. No, you should understand the application, because JAMB questions usually come into applications. Most times not the way you expected it. They will twist it. What you know, it might now look as if you don't know it. So you need the number two guide is that you need an experienced tutor to guide you as you read this topic. These are the likely things you should expect, because often I teach students a particular topic. When you ask them questions on the same topic you taught them, they will act so strange. When you give them the answer, they will say, oh, is that what you mean? Oh, we don't understand it. So the correct way to assess yourself is to answer questions. So you read those things according to the syllables, then answer 100 questions. Then thirdly, read each topic not independent. After reading them independently, you correlate. Thus, you connect the whole topics as if they are one, because question can be asked. It's one question, but it's connecting two or more topics in one subject. So you need to relate the topics and be able to know the most frequently appearing topic questions, because the topics don't have equal chances, whether you like it or not. Not all the topics will have the equal chance of asking questions in JAMB. And in any other exam, there are topics that will appear more frequently than the other. For example, in chemistry, if you are preparing for JAMB, my dear, don't waste so much time reading silicon and its compound or phosphorus and its compound when you have not covered other non-metals, when you have not covered metals, when you have not known the details about atomic structure, the atoms and other things. Like, I mean the silicon, it doesn't mean it will not appear, but it will appear, but the percentage, the likelihood of such question is small. So if you waste your time reading this topic that will not likely appear, you see, you'll be busy doing nothing. In other words, seriously unserious person. Sorry if such harms your feelings, but I'm just here to guide you on the way out. Find out the most frequently asked topic questions in each subject. In chemistry, I know them very well, at least about 15 of them, which somebody will tell you have finished the whole topic. No. In biology, the same thing. There are ones you don't waste your time reading. In chemistry or even in biology, pollution appears, but there are pollution questions that you, as far as you are living in the environment, you can answer those questions. You must not waste time bringing your book to read them. I'm not saying you shouldn't read all these topics, but cover those ones that you cannot experience in the environment so easily. You know, when they burn organic compounds, the incomplete combustion releases carbon dioxide, which is toxic. We all know about global warming. If you listen to news, actually, the effects of global warming, the greenhouse effect, the carbon dioxide, all these things, if you are listening to news and you are current in what is happening, even within your residential area, you will know the actual thing, oil spillage. So you must not, because life is also part of the topics you need to know. As you are living life, interacting with the society, other agencies you see outside your book, they are also needed to prepare you in this JAMB. So those ones that occur naturally from the environment that you can observe easily, you don't waste time sitting down reading them. But those ones, you know, like a nuclear reaction, is rare for you to see the practical, the real life, to know the half-life. You have to bend down and read it very, very well. So the next tip is to actually, for the group 2 people, the second timer, don't be carried by the anxiety of, I don't want to fail this again. No, relax your mind. Relax your mind. How many times will you do things? You will do it until you succeed, which means don't make your last attempt until you succeed. So the last attempt is what you need. And when will you make your last attempt? The one that leads to success is your last attempt. So don't count how many times you have written JAMB. I'm looking for medicine and surgery. I'm looking for law. Just a small thing. These people, village people, are behind me. Nobody's behind you. You are behind yourself. So remove anxieties and frustrations and focus on what you have come to do. Do you understand that? Now, reading with reference books is another tip to understand some terms so that you can answer questions very, very well. I advise you answer more questions than you read topics when the exam is fast approaching, because of the fact that if they don't repeat the exact question, they may bring something likely to that question.
Wait a minute, have you heard about the Majestic table? It was designed and recommended by Sir Majestic himself. Here it is. The amazing thing about the Majestic periodic table is that it provides a clear and colorful classification of elements, from P block metals to metalloids to liquid metals. It also shows the boiling and melting points of all the elements. It also has the unique feeling of electrons in the shells of each element.
To enhance the easy learning and teaching of chemistry in schools, in universities, secondary schools, in research institutes. So this Majestic periodic table, the Mendel is special demand, as you can see that space there highlighted, that is where you can include the name of your school, or if you are dedicating it to anybody, you can write there, because you can print it to any size you like. In a Majestic size, the resolution will never be affected. So it took me about 3 months to design and provide these informations, but thank God the table is here. What made me to design this is that I discovered that these tables I see in the internet, the one I see in the market, they are not as informative as I want. And then some of them are not updated. Some still retain the fact that we have, there are like, some still see promentum has not been radioactive. Some might see them as artificial element, but it is still is a naturally occurring element, of course. So there are some modifications that this table has been made to include, and that makes it Majestic.
This is super majestic.
Next, for calculations, you need cheats to pass through some questions. You must not waste time to follow the religious way for JAMB, that is UTME, because you are not required to prove how you solve it. If the answer is B, the answer is B. There is no reason as far as UTME multi-choice question is concerned. So you should know shortcuts to get some calculations done without following the rigmarole, the red tapes, the laid down process. If it is theory, you know that final answer is just 1 mark. Therefore, your steps is very necessary. But this is not so in UTME. So you can watch my videos on shortcuts. I have many videos here on how to deal with shortcuts in calculation, on how to Another thing is also you watch the video on how to answer some questions correctly, strange questions. I gave you guide. As you can see there on the screen, that video, you search for it here at Majestic Easy World. You see how you can answer some questions. For example, if you have a strange question that you have never met, because scoring 98, 99, 97 is not all about being serious or reading till daybreak. No. Reading seriously can give you 80 or just 90 on the dot, but 98, 99 should be a product of some cheats, because you must be faced with one question that will tell you, my dear, you don't know anything. You think you are a smart student. Let me outsmart you. So what do? You apply those rules. I say, like, if you have a strange question, a question you never met in your life, don't panic. Look at that question well. There are tips you will follow to single out an answer. Remember, this is a under probability. It is not assurance, but the probability of you getting it when you follow these tips is at least above 60%. Yes. And remember, other rest percent is still there. That the probability is higher or that the probability is lower doesn't mean it's non-existing. We can say that the probability is 99%. You may succeed picking the remaining 1%. Yes, that is luck, but this will give you courage. For example, if you have a strange question, the strange option is likely the answer to the strange question. Something like that. You can use the elimination method. You watch that video, you get well informed on how to comport yourself and prepare for your JAMB. So now, for your personal reading, you need to split your reading time and don't joke with it. That's another tip, because if you believe there is still time, unfortunately, at a time, no time. At a time, no time. And don't feel depressed in the sense that even if you read 2 hours and within that 2 hours you think nothing has entered, my dear, it's not true. As far as you have read for 2 hours, something has entered. So you have to start as early as possible. If you didn't even start as early as possible, make sure that no day goes without you learning a new thing. So you can divide your reading time into 30 minutes or 40 minutes, depending on how you have trained yourself. So another tip is to accurately manage your reading time. Why I won't tell you the actual time you will read, I don't know your activities, your curriculum at home or at your workplace, because some are actually struggling to get themselves into school. You bought your JAMB, you still need to prepare yourself. Some of you, they bought for you, but you have to do some house chores. So it depends. All I'm trying to tell you is that you have to manage your reading time very, very well. And you can share your reading time in 30 minutes, at least a day. Make sure you read for 1 hour in total or 2 hours. Don't 1 hour is too small. When you are now relaxing, let me wait for the whole 2 hours to be available before I start reading. That is where you get it all wrong. You might spend the whole day not reading anything. So I advise you split your reading time, at least if you don't have it all together. And some cannot sit down one place and read for 2 complete hours without sleeping or without being bored. Reading doesn't mean watching the images. It's all about when you are assimilating, when you look at those words and you are understanding what they mean. That is reading. Immediately you stop understanding them, close the book and take a break. Then to come back again. So that's it. You manage your reading time very well, at least 30 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes per day, 2 hours per day is enough. Your reading timetable, don't joke with them. Like you follow the episodes, the soaps you're watching on your TV channels. You know how you struggle to meet up with the next episode. Struggle in that same way to obey your reading time. That's a very nice tip. No matter what, obey it religiously, like this is the time I've devoted to my God. This is the time I've devoted to my book. Immediately it is this time. And work towards making it real. Not when you now say I will read from 10 to 12. Still, 10 to 12, you have not even finished your house chores that you're supposed to start around 6 p.m. You delayed it watching movie until it is eventually 9. You want to rush everything. So you see it's no more possible. You make the people around you know that you are preparing for exam. Tell them this is my time. Not that I'm not telling you to instruct them. As you are telling them, they should now give you your work, whatever assignment, or you yourself, whatever assignment you're giving to yourself, you should finish it up before that your reading time. So manage your reading time very well. Another thing is, what about sleep? It's another big challenge while preparing for this exam. So to avoid sleep, you take a sleep. You can follow my study guide here on this channel. Also watch it. To avoid sleep, you take a sleep, because when you are stressed, the body have no option other than to be forced to relax. So sleeping is not evil attack. No, it is a normal phenomenon. So if you take a sleep, there is no way you feel sleep. Like early in the morning, around 7 o'clock, you are still telling me you are feeling sleepy. That means you didn't sleep in the night. But if you know you slept well in the night, early in the morning, there is nothing like I'm feeling sleepy. You are eager, willing to move and continue your day activity. So which means prepare your time to sleep and then wake up and start reading again. What about if you read and you forget? How do you solve this problem? Reading and forget means keep exposing your brain to that same particular thing over and over again. How do you achieve this? By not joking with your reading time. If you say this time, remember, gradual, just like, let's take it evolution. You don't underestimate that 1 minute you read, and don't underestimate that 1 minute you missed reading. So if you have to read it constant every day, accumulatively you become a encyclopedia. When nobody have sat you down to teach you the language you are speaking today, maybe in your own dialect, your mom never sit you down, or dad never sat you down and give you pen and paper, write down this. Hey, if you're an Igbo person, an Hausa person, or you're from Greek or Latin, you just saw that speaking it daily, constantly. You see yourself speaking it. So how do you handle forgetting what you have read? Reading it all over and over and over again. So if you must succeed in JAMB, follow these tips. I wish you the best of luck. Subscribe and share this video. I cannot do without you. If you have any other question or you need any other further guide, you contact me with the number you see there on the screen, +234 7065 166 My topmost priority is to give you the academic success. This is the easy world of science. Much love. Bye.